I am student loan debt crazy. I paid off $80,000 of my student loan debt in 2025. These are the things that I did to help pay down my grad school debt. Now that I'm in my money saving era, there's nothing that I love more than making coffee at home. And maybe I've like had to do some mental gymnastics to actually get to the point where I've convinced myself that I like making my coffee more at home. And when I go out and buy them at coffee shops, they're $8 plus, which is literally ridiculous. I can't even begin to talk about that right now. So I've decided to start making it at home and literally look at the color. Like the color I feel like says a lot. And this is the exact color that I love. And I literally love it. So for today's video, I'm going to talk about how I paid off $80,000 of my student loan debt in 2025. I am student loan debt crazy. Like I'm literally insane about my student debt. And I think that I've always have been for undergrad. I was very thankful to get a lot of grants and scholarship money for my undergrad degree, but I did leave undergrad with about $40,000 in student debt. I think it was like 37 and change. Was living in New York City after undergrad. I worked in HR and I was making $65,000 and I was like, okay, I need to pay off my student loan debt. I had this like feeling of like something heavy on my chest when it came to my student loans. And that meant I was cooking all the meals at home. I let myself go out once a week with friends, but otherwise I wasn't buying things out. I like refused to shop. I refused to like travel. I refused to do anything because my rent was $1,500 and I was paying $1,000 towards my student debt. By the time I had left the city because of the pandemic, obviously everything shut down, but I was still on the hook for my rent. Shout out to my landlord. Very thankful for him because he actually let us off the hook for the rent. He was like, I know you guys re-signed the lease, but obviously things are up in the air in the state of the world. So I'll just take your security deposit and we'll call it even and we'll go. Once I was off the hook for the rent that I was paying, the $1,500, have this extra $1,500 a month. I'm not paying New York City rent. What do you do with it? I put it towards my loan. I was spending $2,500 a month towards my student loan on my $65,000 salary. Granted, I wasn't saving much. And I think that's a huge part of this like overall video is that I was not saving a ton at this time. And for some people, that's like really nerve wracking and really stressful. And for me, I kind of just like I can't do both. You can't do it all. You can't pay off your loans really quickly and build up your savings and like invest. You can't do it all. And like some people can because their salaries are really, really high, but I just feel like I can't. And I'm very all or nothing in my life, which is a good thing sometimes. It's a really bad thing other times. But I was committed to paying my loans off. And I knew that I wanted to go to grad school. To be able to justify taking out more loans for grad school, I felt like I had to pay off my undergrad debt first. And so that's what I did. That being said, before I started grad school, I think the summer before, I was able to pay off all of my debt, almost $40,000, which I was literally thrilled about. It felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulder. Like I just was like, I can spend money on anything I want. Like I'm free from that feeling. Like I can save and then I can just live my life and I don't have this feeling sitting on my chest. These are the things that I did to help pay down my grad school debt. Well, I'm still paying it down, but this is what I did to pay off $80,000 worth in 2025. I know there are going to be a bunch of people that are like, don't pay off your loans aggressively. That's stupid. You like can die with them. Who cares? Like that's fine. You can make the decision. There's going to be a bunch of people that say the market returns 8 to 10% over the past X amount of years. Like it's better to put your money in the market if your loans are below a certain amount. Also great, also fair. Not what I decided to do, right? So I assume because you are watching this video, you also want to pay off your student loan debt. Just know there's other options. Like you don't have to do this. It doesn't have to drive you crazy. It just literally drives me insane. And that's why I can't stop talking about it and why I wanted to outline a plan for people who do want to pay off their loans rather aggressively, but you don't have to do that. Like you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. It's okay. Like, just remember that when you're watching this video, you could get to the end and be like, wait a minute, I actually don't want to do that. Real? You don't have to. And that's okay. Money is really personal, which is why they call it personal finance. And I know it's a no-brainer, but I am here to help anybody that wants to pay off their loans aggressively like I do and did. That feeling that I felt when I paid off my first batch of loans from undergrad, like the feeling that I literally could fly, I am chasing that high again. And I can't wait to have that feeling. Maybe that's something that you don't care about. That's real. That's so real. I get that. I get that there's some things I don't care about, right? Like I don't care about having a year's worth of savings if anything goes wrong because I care about paying off my loans. Some people think that's crazy. I think those people are crazy. Everyone's different. It doesn't matter. So you can do whatever you want and you can do whatever makes sense for you. And I highly suggest that you do that. Have conversations with people close to you. I think the only thing that I'm an advocate for 100% certainty is to be knowledgeable about your money. Like it is literally, you work hard to make money. You should know what's going on with the money you work hard for. Other than that, everyone's different and do what makes sense for you. These are the things that I did. I think there's 3 of them, but we'll see if I have any more to add at the end. The first thing I did started actually not when it came to the repayment time, but when it came to literally being in grad school. Like when it came time to apply for my loans, I made sure that I created a plan for myself. I didn't just blindly take what the school said would be the cost of attendance. Let's say a year of grad school is $100,000 and I've got, let's say $60,000 in aid. That leaves $40,000 of money that I had to take out for loans. That $100,000 cost of attendance includes a certain average for rent, a certain average for food, a certain average for XYZ. I told myself I wasn't going to just blindly take out the max. It's so easy to do that. I lived with 3 other people. I lived in a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Like I wasn't like, let me live by myself. And no. This wasn't the time to be living by myself. I could live by myself in the future if I wanted to. Right now, I was focused on minimizing my expenses so that the loans that I take out were not that significant. I knew what it meant to pay back loans, like exhausting that feeling felt to me, that I was like, I'm not going to take out more than I need. So I did the calculations on the exact rent that I was going to pay, averaged out the groceries that I thought I was going to need, put in money for like gas, going like driving around, all that stuff. And that is the amount that I took out. I didn't take any more than that because I always knew that I could take out more if I wanted to, but it's a lot harder to give back money that you've already taken out. I feel like that's a step that people really skip over. I am not saying that you can't have breathing room. Like you definitely should build in some breathing room. You should build in an emergency part of your loan, like the loans that you take out, because you're probably not working, or if you are working, like obviously it's hard to go to school full time and work full time. That's something that you need to take into consideration, of course, but that doesn't mean that you need to take out the max cost of attendance. Before you just blindly take out what the school's telling you that you need, make the calculations yourself. Don't do it based on the numbers they give you. They're trying their best. I'm not blaming the schools, but like do it yourself and see what it comes out to and then make a decision from there. If I had taken out the full cost of attendance, I would have ended up having loans closer to like $190,000 or $200,000. So I'm glad that I took out an amount that made sense for me, but that is still $165,000, which is still a lot of money. Immediately, the second thing that I did that I recommend if you really want to pay off your loans as fast as you can is to make a plan. After I got my job, I knew exactly how much I was going to make. I am very blessed and very fortunate that my job pays me over $200,000. And so I was able to write down exactly what I thought my payments were going to be. The third thing that I recommend doing is actually sticking to the plan. Like I know it sounds really simple. Your friends going to Curacao is not a reason to deviate from the plan, right? Like it's easier said than done. And obviously there are emergencies, right? Like emergencies come up. You can and should stop paying your loans as aggressively as you're paying them if there's an emergency that comes up, not for frivolous things. For example, I have cut back on my student loan payments as aggressively as I've done because I am saving for a wedding. Now, that's not a requirement. Like you can have a small wedding, but I'm trying not to force myself to suffer at the hands of my student loans. I'm very proud of the work that I did in 2025, that I'm letting myself ease up in 2026 and save money towards my wedding so I can have a wedding that I enjoy, knowing that I can always come back to paying off aggressively once the wedding comes and goes. I made that decision, and I think I could make a decision like that because I did pay so aggressively in 2025. You have to make your own decision about what you think makes sense and what you're willing to like push aside your goals for and what you're not. But overall, if you stick to the plan, you are allowing yourself freedom later on. Like sticking to the plan allows you to feel like you have space to breathe if something does come up, just like it did when I like came time to make the decision about how much I was going to put towards the wedding. If I was going to have a wedding, what the budget for that wedding was going to look like. I was able to make that decision because I stuck to the plan for 2025. And just try your very best every month to stick to the plan. That'll give you some flexibility later on when you don't want to stick to the plan. Any questions? I'm always happy to chat about it. I'm always happy to talk, but I know people won't talk about it because I have 14 subscribers. So like who literally cares? It doesn't have to be $80,000 for you. Everybody has different income and that's totally okay. I'm very blessed to have the job that I have, but don't think of it like, oh, I want to also, and I have to pay off $80,000. Think of it as more like you want to pay off more than you're paying now. You want to pay more than the minimum. This is when this plan would be helpful. But anyway, so that's how I paid off $80,000 in debt in 2025. Thanks for watching my video.